Welcome to ShapeShift Ciphers, and thank you for having an inquiring mind. A word of caution. Please brace yourself. The world is in the grip of a devastating pandemic. The good news is, it isn't COVID. The other news is, it is cybercrime.
Hey everybody, we want what you got. We're coming to steal it. We threaten your solvency, your standard of living, global social stability. Try and do something about it. Haha, we don't care.
But additional good news is that the cybercriminals are not outside your organization's castle gates. That's because they are almost certainly already inside your castle walls and maybe have been for years. Understand they are there to plunder, pillage, and ransack everything you value or aspire to. They are playing for keeps. Let the FBI weigh in on this. For instance, consider China. China cybercriminals pose a grave threat to the economic well-being and democratic values of the United States through its systematic theft of intellectual property and brazen cyber intrusions. China is targeting businesses, academic institutions, researchers, lawmakers, and the general public. That includes you. Yes, it's personal. Be concerned. Here's a joint FBI and British MI6 announcement from July 2022. The Chinese government has a hacking program larger than every other major country combined, conducts cyber espionage to cheat and steal on a massive scale, and poses an even more serious threat to Western businesses than many sophisticated business people realize. China's state-sponsored cybercriminals outnumber the FBI's cyber personnel by at least 50 to 1. Cybercrime is estimated to cost the world $9.5 trillion in 2024. Costs include data damage and destruction, stolen money, lost productivity, theft of intellectual property, theft of personal and financial data, embezzlement, fraud, post-attack disruption to the normal course of business, forensic investigation, restoration and deletion of hacked data and systems, harm, legal costs, and potentially regulatory fines. So how did this all happen? Idealist academics designed an internet with no security, and industry vendors designed shoddy internet products with no security. So, in cyberspace, everything is flawed, ineffective, or broken bottom line. Internet data security and privacy are comforting delusions. They don't exist. Just ask Jen Easterly, US Cybersecurity Infrastructure and Security Director. Technology products are released to market with dozens, hundreds, or thousands of defects. Technology manufacturers are using us, the users, as their crash test dummies. So, the global damage is $302,000 a second. Understand, conventional remediation approaches are exercises in futility. There just are not enough fingers to plug all the holes in the leaking dike. No, there are two types of organizations. Those that realize they have been penetrated, those that don't yet. When organization leaders put their hands into piles of smoldering rubble that hours before were their organization's digital infrastructure, their nightmare has only begun. Understand that when an organization is breached, new SEC regulations require reporting the breach. When organizations don't, well, the cybercriminals report it to the SEC as a professional courtesy. Of course, what happens then is the organization is liable to punitive action from a multitude of regulatory and governmental agencies and potentially subject to draconian oversight thereafter by unelected bureaucratic administrators that are potentially looking for headlines and financial sanctions that can bring an organization to insolvency. Then the predatory class action lawsuits can arrive, and organization leaders can face criminal conviction. Finally, all these actions can be politically weaponized and selectively enforced. Importantly, if an organization is in, or even doing business within the EU, different data breach and cybersecurity incident requirements apply. These requirements impact a spectrum of industries, and there are strict cyber incident reporting requirements. Moreover, there are significant financial penalties for non-compliance. You do not want to have these unelected bureaucratic regulators sanction your organization. You got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you? Here's a recent data breach example. Las Vegas, September 2023. Caesars Entertainment and MGM Resorts both experienced a cybercriminal ransomware data breach. Caesars Entertainment paid a $15 million ransomware payment. MGM Resorts didn't, and lost $100 million in revenue before the damage was repaired. Now, consider that emerging quantum computer technology threatens or weakens what little protection mathematics-based encryption provides. Note that if all encryption is defeated, authorities believe the globe may well face a total social collapse. In an attempt to avoid this, the National Institute of Standards and Technology has been conducting a data encryption competition to replace threatened data encryption methods. It recently announced 9 finalist standard candidates. Unfortunately, 2 candidates have already been broken. The reason for these failures is that all the finalists, including the 2 broken methods, have a foundation based on complex mathematics. Unfortunately, complex mathematics is the enemy of data protection. When it comes to data encryption, mathematical methods are vulnerable to clever, perhaps unknown, mathematical attacks. So, mathematical approaches to data encryption are type 3 errors. Solutions to the wrong problem. When it comes to computations, would you like a better slide rule or a better calculator? But what if data protection methods exist that aren't based on complex mathematics and provably stalemate all mathematical attacks? Well, they do, and they are data protection methods that have a deterministic chaos foundation. We call them ShapeShift ciphers. They have unprecedented unpredictability and only use simple arithmetic. Because they emulate unpredictable quantum qubit behavior, they stalemate quantum computer attacks on first principles, as well as any other known type of attack other than brute force guessing. Good luck with brute force guessing. What makes ShapeShift ciphers different from conventional encryption methods is that they do not involve conventional encryption keys, though they can use them for other purposes. Rather, ShapeShift ciphers are process-based, much like a combination lock that has 4 billion numbers on the face, uses combinations with millions of numbers, and involves passing a combination number a random number of times to get to the next number. Conventional encryption provides a small amount of unpredictability that drives massive, heavyweight processing. ShapeShift ciphers are precisely the opposite. ShapeShift ciphers provide massive, unprecedented unpredictability that drives lightweight processing. The results are simply unsurpassed. Here's a list of benefits you can read. The important thing is the ShapeShift ciphers are evolutionary and disruptive in the formal definition. Moreover, they do not compete with international standards. Rather, they complement and fortify them. How large is the total available market? McKinsey & Company estimates it is $2 trillion. ShapeShift ciphers can support several of the TM categories that total approximately $50 billion. Considering its present market segmentation strategy, it believes it can achieve a near-term $5 million serviceable obtainable market. Regarding revenue, ShapeShift Ciphers, LLC, will provide value-priced annual subscriptions to organizations and individuals that each have multiple tiers. Initial industry segments are gaming, financial, hospitals, and critical infrastructure. For organizations that decline using our products and experience cybercriminal data breaches, we will provide expert testimony to opportunistic law firms for predatory class action lawsuits. ShapeShift Ciphers, LLC, will have a small development team and utilize integration partners as well as contract programmers. ShapeShift Ciphers, LLC, has 7 patent filings with the United States Patent Office. One of these patents is in the process of being granted and is filed internationally with Australia, Canada, the European Union, and Israel. We are now in the process of identifying 10 partners to install our technology at no cost to use as references. Perhaps your organization can use unsurpassed data protection. If so, we would love to tell you more. Please contact us. And thank you for having an inquiring mind. The future will certainly be a bumpy ride. Let's work together to smooth your ride.